want to share on this food journey, transition, because it is a transition. This whole life experience itself is a transition. Don't punish yourself for the food. The way I explain to my friends that want to make that change is like, get your health in order 100%. And once you are 100% and you know that you are at the healthiest possible, then you can return to have those foods that you crave, because that is that human experience, is to have these foods that we love so much, but not be addicted to it. So we can return and, be occasional eaters, and just, you're with a family or friends and they want to eat something, sure. Now you'll know what the body's going to do depending on what that food is, because your body's going to react completely different. But there's no reason why we should eliminate food completely unless that's what we want. But having that human experience is part of having it all. So I always tell people, and that seems to motivate them more. I'm like, okay, well, if I get my health in order, then I can return to experience those foods again that I love so much, and not just be indulging it in every single day. But
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
I like that.
So yeah, we're constantly evolving, just like the Urine
Yes.
is evolving. We're evolving, and out of that evolution, we're stepping up our understanding of our nature, our being, our way of life. And you guys are doing an awesome job being able to go through all the changes that you're going through, not so much what the world and your friends are going through.
Mm-hmm.
And is that Rosario who just joined us? Rosario Romas. We're missing Lynn. Who are we missing? Patty from Botswana.
Sofina.
Sofina. Emily is in the house. So I'm going to relate to you my urine massage experience from the other day. I went to help out a friend who's getting on with his life. It may be near the end of it. So his wife is stepping up urine therapy. Well, he doesn't have very good bladder control. So you never know when he's going to pee. So whenever she treats him, she treats him with her urine and her aged urine for a foot soak or this, that, and the other thing. Well, what happened was I was there doing a house call with my massage table, and I was working on him. And here comes the pee. It's coming right all over the bottom sheet, right all over the top sheet. And I'm going, an opportunity to do urine massage. Let's just... And I realized in that pivotal moment that I no longer had the response of this is disgusting.
Mm.
It was like I saw the opportunity that presented itself. So
I'm sure he felt better too.
Yeah.
There was no shame brought to him, his situation. So
well, I'm hoping this turns around because I've known him for 20-something years, and his health has been declining the last year and a half. And what my friends who are energetic sensitives and empaths are saying, well, he wants to go. His wife is the only thing holding him back. And we're bringing out nurses to go to their house. We're bringing out all kinds of emergency help and this, that, and the other thing. And I'm on the massage team, and I know. I mean, I feel him. He's barely talking. He can't seem to stand up very well, and he's in a hurting place. So I asked a bunch of friends to do a prayer vigil last night. And just send him grace, because we don't know what his live stream is designed to do and when he's done.
Right. Wow.
I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you.
That's got to be tough.
I'm going to tell you who he is, so you guys can send some prayers his way. This is Dr. Vijay Gupta. He's on the board of directors of the Shivambu organization. And his wife Indira have been on many of the World Urine Therapy conference calls. And if you're moving toward the end of your life, and you have using just enough willpower to hang in there, the urine therapy is going to help, but it won't override his decision.
Right.
Unless there's an intervention, I'm open for that.
Yeah.
He's been my surrogate daddy for last 3 or 4 years. So who just joined us? Oh. The invisible person with the chair. Okay. Anything happened to you last couple of days around your use of your water, or anybody you converse with?
Something happened to me, I think.
Yeah. Would you share it?
Yeah. So I posted on the group chat, but in this cup, I mean, this isn't a glass, this is a plastic, but I noticed that there's like crystallization around the rim, kind of.
Mhm.
And at the bottom, then there's like the, um, you said it before. It was, I don't know, it's like white and
Mhm.
maybe it's like stem cells.
Stem cells and white blood cells
Yeah.
in a very concentrated amount.
Yeah, because I just use the same cup. So I think it just builds.
Yeah. Um, I have glass jars that I use them to collect and to pour and to move, and sometimes I'll go months without cleaning them. And I just remember that Dr. Rosalind Hanson, who I got to meet at the convention a couple years ago in Vegas, she's going on and on about drying out her urine, creating Ormus gold, alchemical white powder of gold. So when I look at those jars now, I'm just going, yeah, baby, So it's all our perception of that.
Yeah, I heard people drying it out and sniffing it.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah.
what I wanted to try.
Yeah, a simple thing to do is just put it in a small little baking pan and leave it in a sunny window.
Mm.
Because the less you have in whatever container it is, it'll dry a lot sooner. So we're missing a couple of people, but I want to keep you guys on your timeline here. You guys brought something to drink?
Yes, always.
I bet you guys have your own little urine wine cellar in the bottom of the house. So, Fiona, would you like to honor us with a prayer?
The same prayer you use, so I have to read it from the book?
Whatever you like. It can be that prayer, or you can make one up on the spot.
Okay.
Just let your guidance come through.
Okay, I'll make one up on the spot. May the light and the light that shines in this amazing, blessed, structured, living water that is God-given, that is full of creator. May it bless ourselves, may it bless our souls, and may we feel so, so satisfied.
Cheers.
Cheers.
May the force be with you. All right, we're going to do a little catch up of last week. You guys learn anything new? Last couple
Great
days?
prayer.
Yeah, great prayer. I'm glad we recorded it. Did you try any new pure protocols last couple days, or did you make up a new protocol?
I did your cotton ball thing because I've never actually done the cotton wool, and left it. I strapped it up in the night with my compress. So I'd never kept it like that. So I did that.
And where did you put it?
In my belly button.
Okay, I've learned not to assume that I know everything. Could have been in any opening. I don't know. I strapped it where no one would know about it. Okay, thank you. Anyone else? Okay, let's briefly go over the Shivambu wisdoms. Did you guys get that chart I sent you?
Yes.
All right, who can explain number one? It's an intuitive medicine and it doesn't follow any dogma, tradition, or superstition. What is it meant by intuitive medicine? You got to use your intuition to answer this question.
I think it means what resonates with you, what vibrates within inside of your soul, what vibrates inside of you and inside your cells of your body.
Yep. And there is Rosario. Now, when you hear these teachings and these understandings about this water, this therapy, this lifestyle, this movement, keep in mind that it's a teaching learning situation. So when we're talking about it's an intuitive medicine, you're thinking about how you can help somebody else understand how to understand their water without having to rely on you or me, because I'm overwhelmed as it is. So you'll want to teach them your intuition is your guidance system. It'll tell you how much to drink, when to loop, when to fast, when to take a break, and all these questions that you would seek someone outside of you for that answer. Because a lot of people don't sharpen their skills of critical thinking and intuition, and it'd be nice to be able to teach people this. All right, number 2. Shivambu alchemizes or transforms anything it touches. Basically, that means whatever it goes next to, it's going to purify, cleanse, neutralize, and raise its vibration to match Shivambu. Had this talk with Ernie just a while ago. It feels like Shivambu is a symbiote. I don't know if I use that word with you, Ernie. It's a symbiote, like we're a symbiote that's housed with the soul suit known as the physical body. And there's a consciousness and a vibration about this water that knows how to create perfect cells. I mean, it comes with the blueprint from your mother when she brought mother cells and all the different things to build your bones and your heart and your blood and your kidneys, et cetera, et cetera. And she got it from her mom, who got it from her mom, and that you could track it all the way back to Shiva, from the original blueprint of humanity. So we have the water that is designed to return you to perfection if you will work with it and pay attention to it, including making diet changes. I don't mean this group. You guys don't have a problem with that. but learning how to trust your intuition, to trust your water, to trust yourself. Any questions on that? No. Good. Number 3, Shivambu is a universal remedy. Anybody want to say anything about that?
You can use anyone's. A woman can drink a man's, you can drink an animal's, animals can drink yours. So it's universal in that way.
Right. You can drink someone of a different race. You can drink someone who's different state of health. However you can get it, because some people are in a situation where they can't urinate, or they have a health condition, whatever it is, or they went into a shock. Your urine works just fine. So that's what that means by it's a universal panacea. It also means it'll address any health challenges you have, regardless if it was labeled as incurable. Because we know what the word means, right? Take the word incurable and take it apart. It means incurable. It means an inside job to cure yourself. You're able to do that. But incurable, according to the medical myth and propaganda, is that you can't cure yourself without us. And we've dispelled that myth. Number four, Shivambu, and Ernie got me clear on this one. Shivambu is an evolutionary or evolving living activated water. So what that means is that the moment you collect it, it's gone through the filtration system. I just read the other day, the nephron has 1.2 million filters in it. And when you stretch your intestines end to end and your filtration system end to end, this is like miles and miles of tubing and filters inside this body. And somehow it fits. It's amazing. So the moment you collect it, it's already increasing in potency, stem cells, antibodies, probodies, excuse me, Fiona. And I'm still working on that one. I've been trained in nutrition too many years. So your body is a continuation of improvement and regenerating. However, since our minds got a little bit messed with in our lifetime, there have been socializing and things thrown at us, and a lot of it is to direct your attention away from your source, direct your attention away from your own natural healing abilities. We've all almost forgotten that nothing's impossible for us to achieve. And the water is a great reminder for people, particularly if you're fasting on it. We had that talk too, because when you're looping and fasting, you have such a great day and you're getting things accomplished during the day, and you forget about the things you normally would go to as a form of food or whatever. And at the end of the day, you go, that was great. I wish I'd have done that before. And if you've done any dry fasting or water fasting or master cleanser fasting or juice fasting or liquid fasting, There's no comparison. Number 5, practicing saturation dosing with UT speeds up the healing process faster than just drinking it. Drinking it is great, and it'll get you down the road, but if you start doing the protocols, it speeds up the process. And even today, for me, after being doing this for 28 years, 1994, 28 years, wow, that's a lot. Okay, I still have moments where I get achy. I had it the other day. God, I so want to share this with people. I had the achy feeling and the flu-like symptoms and the here and all that, right? And I knew that if I told anybody, they would someone want to connect it to this so-called virus that's going around, right? So I pulled out my I Am Decree books, my Saint Germain books, and I started doing I Am Decrees. I would say that to this condition, you have no power, your day is done, you're consumed, you're transmuted, you're sent into the valley consuming flame, you're done, over with. And it lifted and it shifted. And I realized a lot of illness, if not all of it, is energetic.
Yes.
And I didn't have to take any nutrients. I didn't have to do any of the medical protocols. All I had to do is get right with my body and my consciousness. Amazing. Okay. The last thing, saturation dosing. Any questions on saturation dosing? No. Good. There are no incurable diseases.
So has anybody went in an entire bathtub full of urine?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the people who had somehow figured out how to, they need about 8 gallons.
Damn.
I mean, if you want total body submersion, so it covers the entire torso, you're going to have a bunch of gallons.
No doubt.
Yeah, if you want pure, undiluted urine, yeah. And there's some videos floating around YouTube of people doing that.
Oh wow.
Now, is there a time frame for using it, like for, in this case, the example of the bath? I've seen different results when I do the foot bath, for the foot soaking for longer periods of time. But if we were to do a full bath protocol like that, what would be like the recommended time, or is there a recommended time?
Well, being an intuitive medicine, Fiona. Yeah, any of these soaks, you want to do nothing less than 30 minutes.
Okay.
I recommend you get in the bath water. I mean, if you got to add hot water because it's cold, I get it. No problem. Do that. I would say get in the bath and prepare to be there for a while like it's a sauna. Bring out some music, a candle, some lighting, whatever, a book, and just prepare to be there for a while.
Yeah.
It's the same thing when people do a urine body wrap or compress over the whole body. And
You can just boil some tea. Boil some pee.
You could, but I don't recommend that. You could if you
want.
No. No, we don't want to kill it. We don't want to harm it anyway.
Got it.
So one of these days when I finally figure out how I'm going to do a full body wrap, I'll probably figure it out and then let you guys know. Or if you try that someday.
I keep my compresses wrapped around my body for a good 8 hours when I go to bed.
Nice.
And it stays moist. It keeps, and I do put like the cling film, what do you call it, saran wrap?
Yeah.
And I hold it in, I put towel, because sometimes it leaks out and through, so, and I leave that on, and I find like after like a night's sleep with it, it's still wet. I can still squeeze bits out in the morning, but it's like, I don't know, I find it really powerful. It's really, really like, things dissolve and gets really soft and silky. I'd like to do that.
Yeah.
Keep it there longer.
I like that. Any ideas you guys have about that, just send it my way. Because everything we're doing, and if you've been keeping up with the Shivambu Hut or the Shivambu.org organization, we've been gathering the latest information and content off the internet as fast as possible and sharing it with our communities. So when new voices show up, we share that. When new insights, new research, new discoveries from you guys and from all kinds of generations, that helps everybody. So
Oh.
keep, go ahead. You're an explorer.
So I had some good news because so like, anyway, I've take pictures of urine through my microscope. I just got soft confirmation today of the things that I'm taking photographs of are actually the stem cells. And I've got them in different stages of growth, and in different stages in fresh, and in different stages in aged urine.
Mhm.
So I just got that kind of confirmation. So that was kind of exciting that I'm
Awesome.
actually seeing that, but it's not even in the, that residue that you say where the stem cells are. This is in a pinprick of a sample,
Mhm.
it's the liquid, and it's full of stem cells.
That's amazing.
How much
Yeah,
do you,
it's pretty amazing.
how much do you increase the magnification to see that?
I'm only at 40 right now because that's all my mine can do, but I can see them. I watch them form and watch them grow. So I watch them over a period of time from when they start to when they kind of stop. And what I'm noticing more as I loop more and take more in, as my blood changes, what I'm noticing, the urine that's coming out. And because I've never looked at this before, so I don't know. It just keeps getting more and more structured. So I'm like thinking, well, my blood is getting more and more structured. My biology's able to stay more in a regulating balance instead of going into pathogenic. And noticing how my pH has changed an awful lot, how that's changing. Yeah, really interesting. So that was just like, that was really exciting for me this morning, because I've just been like, for the last few months, like, what is this? But yeah, pretty cool.
Okay, you just
Fiona, can you send us a screenshot of one of those?
I think Brother Sage might have some, because I'm not very technical right now for like sending stuff. And because of the people who I work with, I've got to be careful where it's shared and things like that right now. So yeah, I can. But yeah, I'll figure something out.
yeah.
On the picture.
Would you prefer to remain anonymous?
I don't mind my name. I suppose it's the people who I work with are a bit more because we've been shut down by the FDA before and things like that. So we don't want to make too much of a noise because we're always like hounded in that way. So yeah, I'll put some together and I'll share them. I'll send them to you, Brother Sage, and you can maybe share them in an email or something.
Thank you. And this is the new word that just showed up while you guys were talking. You guys read the Healing Water from Within? Did you read the Healing Water from Within book?
Not yet.
Well, chapter 8 is the Piscabulary of Organisms.
I saw that.
Check the chat. Check the chat for the new word. It's all
I
about
love it.
our behavior.
Behavior.
Yeah, that's our urine therapy lifestyle. It's a behavior all to itself. So if you guys got any new piss words, bring them on. Grab anything else before we go into the book. All right, grab your book. We're going to do it differently today. Everybody's going to do some reading. Now, some of these classes, some people don't have hard copies, so they're looking at a screen at the PDF. I just got a guy who contacted me about translating the book into German and Portuguese. Wow. Yeah. And I want my books to be translated into Tamil, Hindi, Japanese, Chinese, and German. Possibly one or two African languages. Okay, we're going to go to page 16. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. What is that? Page 16 to 31. Who just joined us? Okay, that's Rosario.
I apologize. My internet is very unstable, so it keeps cutting off. So I do apologize.
No problem. Do you want to be on? Oh, there you are. Hi. Say hi to everybody. This is Rosario.
Hi.
Hi. I was
Hola.
just writing, apologizing. It keeps cutting off, so I've been in twice and then it cuts off and goes back again.
If it happens, I'll let you back in. Where are you dialing in from?
From the UK?
All right, so we got UK. Who else is from another country? I have no idea, but we're going to keep going. Do you have a copy of your book, Rosario? Do you have a copy of this book, either as a PDF or a hard copy?
I've got the PDF that you sent, yeah.
Okay, well, we're going to take turns reading it, starting with page 16.
Okay.
We did. I quickly read through all the ingredients. Well, not all the ingredients. There's 3,000 of them, but I read the major ones that people would identify with. Patty. No. Oh, come back. Sorry about that. Somebody's trying to send me something. All right, page 16. Who's got a copy of a book? Bingo. All right, Fiona, if you will, read. Now, this is what we're going to do, guys. As she's reading, if there's something that you need, you got an insight, or if you want clarification, we'll stop and we'll go through it, and then we'll get back to the reading. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
All right, Fiona, start with, in addition to the above substances.
Okay. In addition to the above substances, Urine is an excellent biofeedback machine. It contains the broken down products of the metabolism of each of our trillions of cells. These particles carry up-to-date information on the exact status of the health of each individual cell at any given moment of time. It also contains other products manufactured by the body to counteract any ailment. Urine is a perfect telltale and excellent diagnostic agent. Thus, for instance, vitamin E is not normally excreted in the urine, but in patients with cancer and tuberculosis, large quantities of vitamin A can be detected. The composition of urine changes from season to season, and in fact, moment to moment. Lack of sleep, poor food choices, unhealthy eating habits, grief, and happy moments each influence the composition of urine. If we had sophisticated instruments to detect each and every particle present in urine, we would get a perfect scan of the functioning of all cells present in the body, which are particular to a specific moment when examined, and perhaps know the complex role is performed by the body to restore health. The functions of the main substances in urine are described below. The presence of the regulators in urine strengthens the immune system.
Well done, nice catch.
When it is reintroduced into the body. The reintroduction of small amounts of bacteria or parasites found in urine may stimulate the production of IgA, a virus inhibiting substance that prevents microorganisms from becoming embedded in the mucus. IgA is found in mucus and in excretions of the body, and therefore also in urine. Want me to keep going?
Just another page or two.
Okay. Urine therapy increases the production of IgA, which explains why urine has a positive effect on infections of the urinary passages and the kidneys, while other treatments offer little relief. Urea is the major component found in urine and is the end product of protein metabolism. It dissolves fats and other body secretions and is finally released into the urine. As a strong regulating agent, urine specifically prevents the growth of the tubercle bacillus and other pathogens. Uric acid is similar in action to urea and has strong regulating properties. In addition, it helps to control cancer-causing substances. If nitrates present in the urine come in contact with the skin or sweat, they will react with the acid producing nitrous oxide, which is also a regulator. Minerals from urine can be very easily absorbed and re-ingested and become more efficient compared to minerals derived from food. Urine contains different kinds of useful mineral compounds than those derived from fruit and vegetables. All the minerals in the biological substances were once absorbed from food, processed, and then eliminated as surplus. Urine becomes turbid, cloudy or hazy when left alone for a while. This is because when enzymes in urine change urea into ammonia, urine becomes unstable and strongly alkaline. Therefore, evolving urine looks cloudy. Urine with higher ammonia content when applied to the skin plays an important role in beautifying it. Minerals in urine purify and activate body tissues, which were not purified by the blood. In addition, they mobilize the toxins while facilitating their excretion. Minerals help rebuild tissues. Cortisone found in urine counteracts inflammatory conditions, allergies, and other skin diseases. Melatonin maintains your wake sleep cycle, and serotonin, a chemical needed for the nerve cells and brain to function, present in the morning urine, have a stress-reducing effect. It boosts the immune system, supports glandular functions, inhibits cancer, and reduces heart disease. It is known to have a rejuvenating effect. This explains why many who practice urine therapy prefer to drink the first collected urine of the day.
Okay, hold on a second. So we're looking at melatonin, and a lot of people talking about melatonin because everyone's stressed out, their adrenals are whacked out, and people are taking all kinds of nutrients. They're taking zinc for their immune system, they're taking high doses of vitamin C, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But most, if not all of those things that you find from the health food store in the health department are isolates or synthetics. So your body operates at its best when it's a whole food, when it comes from an orange, and all the bioflavonoids and all the nutrients and the macronutrients come complete. It's going to do a much better job of not only be absorbed, but actually be assimilated by the body. Guess what? It's in the urine. Perfect combination, perfect structure, and everything. So you might say, here's your health food store. And what I get is every year, we're going to keep going here. Every year, the newest superfood hits the market. The newest detox product hits the market. The big one right now is the Cleanse and the Roots products. It's a network marketing company. It's a product that has zeolite and some other ingredients in it. Everybody's going nuts about it as a cleaning thing. But once again, it's not coming from you. It's coming outside of you. And when people sell these products, they assume that people will buy these the rest of their life. Because if we all realize that we don't need those things, they're out of business. Mm-hmm. So that's just my take on it. If you're doing any of those right now, keep it up. I'm not going to tell you not to, but I just noticed a lot of people are hitting me up for all these superfoods right now and this product and that product. I'm going, I got it. I'm good. Go to the next guy. Any questions or comments on what Fiona has read?
I have a question. So when we do ingest the whole food, that's where I guess maybe we could say it's like a building block for the body. So we eat a whole orange versus some shit ass vitamin C from some dude. So the orange is actually going to be the building block. And that's what's building off the urine that we re-ingest, something like that.
Well, something like that. I mean, go ahead, Fiona.
No, well, so the food actually is, for me, what I feel is like it feeds the microbiology. It's feeding the terrain that the microbiology live within. So it's all, I mean, and we feed it in so many ways, not just with food, with our emotions, and all those things affect pH levels and etc. So we take it in, that they break it down and make it available to themselves. Maybe they've got to reproduce and do more things. And I don't know, I think it's more for them. than it is actually for anything else, so that they can keep the terrain functioning until it's at a point where it's really clean and it doesn't have to rely on that. Because at some point, even with our soil, we put so much biology back in, we can stabilize the biology, but soon as that plant becomes in contact with any toxin or pesticide or something in its environment, a drift, we know we have to start the biology over again. You know, so I think it's similar to us. We're always in a flux of change. Our body is just, we are changed constantly. They're producing and constantly changing, morphing. Yeah, so I don't know if that answers your question, but that's just what the thought that I came to. I think more natural the food, the easier it is for that microorganism to break it down.
And to recognize it.
Great answer, great answer. Thank you.
Recognize it, yeah, exactly, to recognize it.
Because it doesn't know what to do with a cracked or isolated or altered substance.
No, it'll stuff it somewhere in the body to try and deal with later, or it'll surround it in water molecules, or it'll get stuffed where there's already stagnation in the body. So if somebody's got like scars, I always think my cesarean, my microbiology will just go and stuff it there, because they're like, can't get past here anyway, so we'll just keep stuffing it here. So that, and then we get layers, you know, through our life of problems. So yeah, the more natural, the better. The more God-given, the more it grows. Yeah, that's what it's. Okay.
Did I answer your question? That's a thumbs up. Okay. Ernie, you want to do some reading?
Sure.
All right, we're at the last sentence, bottom of page 19.
Let's see here. And what's that word there?
Urocanase.
Urocanase detected in urine dissolves blood clots, helps cure heart diseases, and improves blood circulation. Epithelium growth factor helps repair and regenerate damaged tissues and skin cells. Colony stimulating factor is necessary for cell division and multiplication. Growth hormone shows different bioactive effects, such as promotion of protein production, cartilage growth, and fat decomposition. I'll try with that word.
Just go with erythroprotein.
Erythroprotein, okay. A hormone secreted by the kidneys promotes production of red blood cells in response to falling levels of oxygen in the tissue. Yeah.
Gonad, it's got gonad in it.
This is all these medical terms here. Gonadotropin hormones, which have a stimulating effect on the gonads, normalizes the menstrual cycle and sperm production. Kallikrein releases calidin, which expands peripheral veins and reduces blood pressure. Trypsin inhibitor is effective for prevention and healing of mucosal tumors, neoplasma.
Ernie, let's skip a bunch of that stuff. And
yeah, this is crazy.
This is, yeah, pretty heavy.
But, so neoplasma, what is neoplasma?
I want you to skip over. Here comes Lynn. Skip over to page 22.
Okay.
The top of page 22. Hi, Lynn.
Got it. Urine.
Yeah, urine is a living water.
Okay. Urine is a living water that the body urinates that contains elements not needed at the time. Such claims about the power of Shivambu come easy with inhabitants in Oriental East. Inhabitants of the Oriental East, where urine has long been viewed as the body's own pharmacy or medicine chest. In the West, urine therapy is currently in vogue with more adventuresome followers of yoga and with others who are seeking alternative ways to prolong life and maintain radiant health. Some individuals come to urine therapy as an extension of their adopted philosophies, Hinduism, Taoism, Native American, Maori, etc. While others come out of sheer desperation, seeking the urine cure purely on its urine therapy, purely on its reputed merits, with little or no interest in exotic Eastern or indigenous belief systems. While some urine drinkers use it only as an occasional tonic to correct temporary imbalances or diseases, there are actually many others who down a glassful of urine every day or all day, as in the case of looping or urine fasting, as part of their daily health regimen. Just how widespread is this practice?
Now you're going to get used to the fact that even though you thought you taught them correctly, people have their own way of doing everything. I've got someone who's one of my students, also an old friend of mine. When he got up to 4 ounces a day, he was proud of himself. I said, that's
4
great.
ounces.
What's that noise?
4 ounces, you said?
4 ounces. I said, listen,
Okay.
when you get up to 8 ounces, when you get up to 16 ounces, when you get up to a liter, you start to know what this is all about. He was talking to his friend about getting some kind of stem cell injection in his knees because his knees are having a tough time. I said, why don't you put a pack? Just get a washcloth and put urine on your knees. And he did. And he got better. I said, are you starting to catch on? I mean, there's nothing this can't address if you're willing to see how that's operating in your life and put it to the test. So thank you, Ernie. Keep going.
Hard figures for most nations are understandably not available yet. However, in June 2001, Chinese news feeds reported that more than 3 million Chinese people drink their own urine to stay healthier. That's 3 million cups of pee a day, every day, just in mainland China alone. Despite what you may have been led to believe about urine, pharmaceutical companies gross billions of dollars from the sale of drugs made from urine constituents. Research is happening every day in labs with Fiona, attempting to isolate specific elements in urine so they can create new drugs and patent substances. For instance, Pergonal or Metrodin are fertility drugs.
Ernie, you froze. And everybody else still here?
Yeah, he just went 5D.
Yeah, he went on 5D. He wasn't ready for the upgrade.
I thought it was me.
He's having a 5D moment. Look at him there. And maybe he went back into his green screen and went off somewhere. I'm gonna take it from there until he comes back. So they were using the urine from premenopausal nuns. In 1992, sales of the drug was reported 855 million, while it costs a patient $1,400 a month to consume. Nuns, whoa. Urocanase, an urine ingredients, is used in drug form. He jumped off. He'll be back. That's how some people do this. As a miracle, is used in the drug form and sold as a miracle blood clot dissolver for unblocking coronary arteries. Therapeutic grade urea, medically proven to be one of the best moisturizers in the world, is packaged in inexpensive creams and lotions. That's 1,000% markup. These guys don't have to pay for it. Take the M out of urine eye drops, and what do you have? Yep, it's made from carbamide. Carbamide is the synthetic name for urea. So I went down to the store and I couldn't find Murine on the store shelf. So if you see it, if you see the word carbamide, that's their scientific word for urine or urea. So they can package urine and urea in all these products, and you'll never get it because they're hiding it under a different name. And why would they do that to us?
They're scared.
Yeah, they are, because we caught on to their scam. Urocanase, an urine ingredient, is used for drug form and sold as a miracle blood clot dissolvable. Take the M out of urine. I already read that part. It's made from carbamide. Since this manual serves as a training book for teachers, UT testimonials will not be included. There are links to several websites with testimonials in the resources section near the end of the book. Follow or share the links to find testimonials to healing illnesses with Shivambu. Perhaps there are several testimonials and you may be searching for yourself or someone else. Now, that little part in there, you probably can't read it unless you can zoom out to it. Some clients come to you for guidance. They trust you. They rely on your suggestions or advice for their improvement and return to well-being. When asked how Urine therapy works, try this reply. Understanding the unique qualities of Urine therapy and how it works is to understand its nature, its nutritional components, substances, significance, and supernatural power. Yes, I can call it supernatural power, right? Thank you. All right. Some approach this question, got to know your audience. Some approach this question in various directions based on their understanding of healing and especially self-healing. I have spent 4 decades as a wellness practitioner teaching nutrition as an answer to health concerns, but it was not until 1994 that I was given direction to begin practicing Shivambu directly from Shiva. I told you that, right? It's like God speaks to you directly. For me, it was this dude. Some people know him as Babaji. Many people know him as the angel of the Lord, or aka Shiva. Anyway, after 28 years of practicing Shivambu saturation protocols, I credit my good health, energy, good attitude, and vitality to the practice and use of using this perfect intuitive water every day. Urine is the best and last supplement you'll never buy. Rosario got that one. All right.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Many water brothers and sisters are being called by Shivambu and simply know and trust that it works. The way to know for sure that Shivambu can be an answer to your health and wellness takes discipline or commitment. They call it a practice because you have to practice it to know how to master it. So when people say, been there, done that, I tried it, they haven't given it their all. Not only will you see results soon, you will be able to live a long and healthy quality of life by maintaining a continual daily practice. How does Urine affect attitude, emotions, behavior? Thanks to the presence of various hormones and nutrients, drinking or topically applying Urine balances and improves one's attitude while restoring better health and brain health. Do you know any urine therapy drinkers that have bad attitudes?
Not me.
You gotta have a good sense of humor, girls. You're drinking your pee. You gotta have a sense of humor.
All I know is there's just a bunch of piss takers. That's all.
Yes, and it's no piss take that we're
piss
doing
all the time. Yeah.
Oh, that is pistastic news. Thank you for that. We're on page 26. Urine delivers vital nutrients to the brain. It repairs important functions and raises pH. It reduces tension and inflammation as it removes toxins, pathogens. Benefits from urine therapy include feeling good in your body, better confidence, better sense of self, concentration, mental peace, improved memory, clarity, and creativity. Thanks to Urine with nutrients such as serotonin, melatonin, oxytocin, magnesium, B vitamins, and DHEA, people report feeling calm, present, and safe. Ernie is coming back. Wonder what his backdrop will be. Ernie, welcome back to the call. Eventually, you're going to get reconnected to the network. Welcome back, Ernie.
Thank you.
Thank
My
you.
phone overheated.
No problem. I was with the ladies. We did a good job. I'm glad I have another brother on the line. We're balancing it all out. All right, we're on page 26 here. This newfound confidence has been inspiring many UT enthusiasts to radically change and improve their food choices, that some call a diet, even more toward living foods as or a fruitarian lifestyle. Shivambu, like breathing, is a miracle. Now, a lot of people will say that their ultimate goal is to live the fruitarian lifestyle, or at least to be a raw vegan. I've been able to cross that threshold and do that successfully, but not everybody feels that, and it's not a requirement. But the closer you can get to living foods, less foods, moderate amounts of foods, the better. And as you go, you learn your relationship with food will keep on changing until you you fine stream it, no pun intended. You refine it and refine it till you have a great understanding of your choices. That makes sense?
Yeah.
So as Ernie would say, don't beat yourself up because you decide to eat something you don't normally eat.
Mm-hmm. Be
Because
kind to yourself.
it happens all the time. Like
Yeah.
my dear friend Indira, she's from South India. She makes the most incredible Indian cuisine, and she's also trained in Ayurvedic. So she'll put it on the right herbs, the right everything. The taste is wonderful. I'm having curry and cumin and mung beans and basmati rice and just loving the heck out of it. And that's it. I'm good for a year. So I just outed myself. All right, thank you. All right, the next page, 27. Are there any expectations to whom can benefit? No. Auto urine therapy can be practiced by anybody, whether they are young, old, babies, sick, or healthy, without any expenditure and without a little basic knowledge. It does not produce side effects, after effects, ill effects, which are generally unavoidable with the use of medicines or surgery. AUT treatments are fast, inexpensive, free, harmless, safe, and simple to administer for any chronic or acute illness without the help of any doctor or medical professional. That's going to empower a lot of people right there. Shivambu devotees are healthy people who rely on UT to remain healthy, whereas a sick person can be free of their challenges very promptly. UT is self-evident, self-contained, and reliable source of the water of life. I'm going to finish this page and then hand this over to the next person. Can pets be treated with Urine therapy? I added a sentence here in my book, but I'm just going to read it. You guys can decide if you want to add it to your book. Many of the research tests on urine recycling have proven it works well with animals. Veterinarians have successfully used urine therapy at clinics as a treatment by administering urine orally. And then here's what I added. Lots of testimonials by pet owners, dogs, cats, guinea pigs, birds, etc., treating their pets with their own human urine. We're getting that. I hear that almost every day. What about my pet? What about my dog? I'm not going to stand underneath him and wait to collect his pee. I said, why not? No. Just use your urine. It's not gender. It's not human, animal, species specific, and that's why they're getting the results they have. Some mix it with their water. Some just massage it on, address whatever their health challenge is, and they're getting results. Anybody here have pets? Have you tried any urine therapy on them?
No. It's funny, like people say, "Ooh, your animals will treat you different." Yeah, my cat runs. I used to have, when I used to go for walks, dogs used to be like, because I just love dogs. The first dog I met after it was like, it backed off from me, it circled me, and I was like, and my friend was like whispering in my ear, so that's because you drink your piss. You happy now? Right? And it was circling and circling me. And I'm like, what the hell? I thought that this would just be like so gelled. Who knows? So no, I've not attempted to give my cat any because she might get pissed off.
She's got them coming left and right here. This is great. Safina, did you want to add something?
I actually give Fui a little bit of urine in her water every day. But well, my urine, but yeah, every day. And what I've noticed is she had a little weepy eye, and it's completely gone. And she's 11 years old, so I've noticed an increase in some energy, and she doesn't run circles around me, Fiona. And business, oh God, I don't want to do, but no, she seems basically the same, but just with the less weepy eye and a little bit more energy.
Are you doing a little cotton ball with urine and dabbing?
No, I just put it in the water. Just put it in the water, and that's it.
Okay, whatever it takes, do that. You'll get results.
Gonna try that.
Yeah, wonderful. Yeah. All right.
I have a question.
Yes, go ahead, Rosario.
Okay. Yeah. So one of the questions I had, even from last week, was, can we use it with children? I've got a cousin who's got twins, and unfortunately, one of them is in another country. Unfortunately, one of them keeps being diagnosed with COVID. And
Is there any way to turn up your volume? Could anybody else hear her real loud, real clearly?
I can
this
hear her.
is the loudest, this is the loudest I've got, sorry.
All right, we're gonna lean in. You want to know if
Yeah,
it's used for kids?
right, so okay, so I've got a cousin, he's got twins, so 2 boys, and one of them keeps being diagnosed with COVID by the school.
Mhm.
And he's only 5.
Mhm.
But the funny thing is, they're twins, they're always together, obviously they sleep in the same room and everything. And obviously I've spoke to them about what's going on in the world, but without getting diverted about that. If they have to use, if the parents want to use urine, how would they do it? Obviously with children,
Yeah, the same way you'd use it for yourself.
because they might not be very happy about that.
You can
Well,
put it in a smoothie. Do they drink, or like juice? If they drink juice, just start putting a few drops in. It's not even, like a tea. They'd never taste a teaspoon in fruit juice, or
Right. Okay.
and slowly build it up. That's what I'd do.
yeah. What about, are you willing to give him a foot massage?
I can. So it's my cousins, so they're not in
Because
this country. I can ask them, if they can do that as well. And so my question would be: would the parents use their own urine on their children, or they would have to use the children's urine on the
well,
kids?
in a perfect world, you'd use the kids, but yours is just fine because it's a universal panacea, universal remedy.
All right. Okay. So
The example I have is Bunmi Samola out in Nigeria. When
Right.
he was 10, he was real sick, and his mom had the wisdom to use her urine, so she fed Bunmi her urine. He recovered, he got his health back. 20 years later, he's a urine therapist.
Amazing. That's really encouraging.
Yeah, and you'll hear more and more stories about that.
Okay. Brilliant. Thank you.
Yeah, and just remember, your approach and your certainty and your confidence is going to be transferred. So make
Right.
sure you don't have any funny stuff going on inside you about willing to share that.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be transferred, and they go, "Yeah, I believe you. Let's do this."
Okay.
And for me, that confidence of this medicine, it will come from the practice. So the more we practice it, the more we will feel it, the more we will notice the changes. Like for my example, with pets, I've had friends. He had a German Shepherd with bad hips. So every time I would go over there, I would just bring a bowl of my urine and just let him drink it, and he knew like instantly, like he would just love me like every time he sees me. And then so I started asking to babysit his dog and dog sit while they were gone on the weekends. And what I would do is I would just lay him down and do the wet cloth over the hips, and yeah, he's back to his normal self and running again. So once you have that sort of practice and you actually see it in other beings, and more importantly yourself, you will truly understand the power of this. And then it gets a little wacky because you start going deeper and deeper and just eliminating food and what else can I do, right? So I mean, we have to understand that it's medicine and we have to respect it and truly understand for what it is. But how we understand it, or we will understand it, is through our practice. So yeah, the more we share with each other of these situations going on in our personal lives and in our movie, right, the characters in our movie, I think we'll be able to help more people in general. And I'm super grateful for this opportunity to be here with all of you right now, and having this moment, this experience of such a beautiful gift. And thank you, Brother Sage, for putting this together and really connecting all of us. And oh man, it's it's so beautiful to be here with you guys. It's just amazing time to reconnect with ourselves and
Yeah.
and reconnect with the source. And once you get to where I'm at, you will understand who the source is. It's just beautiful. It's beautiful.
Ernie,
So
Ernie hug.
There's my long experience on the dog. I just wanted to talk about the dog, but here we go.
To add to what he just said, I noticed that it takes as many times to repeat to people, try urine therapy, put it on your feet, put it on your wound, put it on your cut, your bite. Do they finally get to that point where they're either going, the guy is freaking serious, he really believes in this stuff, or he's totally nuts and he won't shut up. But I get to the tipping point with people, they finally say, okay, I'm going to try it.
Mhm.
Amazing. Thank you for sharing.
So stay with it,
Yeah.
stay consistent, stay persistent. Who's reading? Emily, you want to read?
Yeah, I have it on a PDF, so
All
I'll
right,
pull it
we're
up here.
on the top of page 28.
Okay.
Hi
Question.
everyone, it's Lynn. I just want to let you guys know that I'm here with you. I got some work today, so I'm giving massages. So I'm in between jobs right now. So just know that I'm here with you guys.
Okay. Who was that? Was that Emily?
No, that was Lynn.
Oh, okay. Emily, are you still with us?
I am.
All right. Do you want to read whether you're on camera or not?
Yeah, I can read.
All right. We're on top of 28.
Okay. Which diseases can be remedied by Urine therapy? Urine is in your body's perfect medicine and is not man-made medicine, as taught by the medical industry for any disease. It is a means provided by one's nature to keep up the health of the body and cure the host or body, you, for any disease, regardless of personal beliefs. As such, there is no limits, conditions that Urine cannot heal. It is only the mind that creates difficulties or impossible tasks for our ability to heal the body. Urine is a natural auto vaccine that acts as an immune modulator that is very specific and personal. Auto vaccine is defined by the medical dictionary as, quotes, a vaccine prepared from cultures of organisms or a virus from the patient's tissues or secretions. The antigen urinary is the urine of the patient, a natural protein that the body eliminates, has no risk or side effects, and can be taken in combination with other natural resources, allowing us to slowly reduce and eliminate the immunosuppressors and chemotherapy medications that are being prescribed. We have the ability to create our own vaccine. All the microorganisms that infect our systems, from toxins and endotoxins, stimulates our immunologic system to form an antioxidants, antidotes, which are discarded in the urine. When we take it, we force the bacteria to take their own toxins. That is why we say poison kills poison. Urine therapy acts as an auto vaccine that has the same elements of our own illness, homeopathic model. It has an antiviral action, anti-neoplastic, anti-spasmodic, diuretic, anti-allergenic. I bet Fiona is enjoying this.
Regulator module.
Yeah, and cardiovascular stimulant, regulator, bactericide, and regulator as well. Do you mean that even a diagnosis is unnecessary? Correct. Diagnosing any disease is unnecessary. Urine therapy itself traces out the disease in the manner the police search out a thief in hiding and turns them in.
So what I added to my book, and I'm just going to read it, whether you want to add it to your book or not. Whether using medical devices, kinesiology, or intuition, these are all subjective, are guesses. There's no guesswork when you're using your water. You just know you're not feeling well, boom, start using urine therapy.
Mm.
Emily, keep going. We're going to end at 31 and take our first break today.
All right. Can you give an example or two? Let's clarify the point by illustrating a historic fact. Perfect health is essential in yoga practices. Otherwise, concentration is likely to be disturbed by bodily disorders. Even mild attacks are likely to disturb meditation. It is therefore essential that a practitioner of yoga be free from all physical troubles. How did it accomplish this? In mystics of India, using intuition or wisdom from long experience, found out that the sure cure of urine were remarkable for all health complaints or concerns. It is wonderful, but why was the philosophy that was so beneficial and trusted being kept a secret until now?
Now, what's so amazing, if you do the deep dive through spiritual japas, Ayurvedic, yoga, Buddhism, Christianity, you name it, it's going to eventually cross with urine therapy. And every time I go deeper and deeper, I could see the Ayurvedic practitioners, which has been around for thousands of years, was based on urine therapy. Buddha taught urine therapy. Everybody's pretty convinced that Jesus, when he did his 40-day fast in the wilderness, was living on his water. And so, and Gandhi, when he was fasting in prison, what do you think he drank? Right? So if you trace back enough of these paths and these lineages, it's going to come back to the water. They won't teach that in church.
Yeah.
All right, Emily, let's finish this up.
It's funny enough because I know I missed Monday's class, but I want to say that I kind of got into urine therapy because I was going to study Ayurveda. And I guess it just came to me in divine timing. So.
Were you aware then that Ayurvedic is connected to Shivambu?
No, I didn't know. I didn't really know it. I was just kind of diving into different plant-based medicines and holistic nutrition, all that. And I found Ayurveda. Mm-hmm. And that's also how I kind of discovered UT. So.
Yeah, well, that's wonderful. And if you know any Ayurvedic practitioners, you might want to pose the question to them whether they can answer it or not, who knows. But some of the older Ayurvedic practitioners who've been at it for a while seem to know this stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
Which doesn't explain why they don't teach it.
Mm-hmm.
That's all their personal belief systems.
Yeah. I feel like some practitioners, they're not really taught it.
Yeah.
But because it's strange, like how I kind of found out about UT from like Nick Abushadi and Nick Caputo and like all the younger generations. Mm-hmm. And it's like great that there's a community out there on social media that talks about this health and, you know.
Yeah, and it's amazing to watch how much they post and all new content and videos. They're doing research. It's like it's taken all my work over the last umpteen years to the next step. And it's nice to be able to see that. And they're doing this every day, some of these people. Mm-hmm. So they're not posting other content. I'm going, wow, they're really devoted. It's great to see all this.
Yeah, it makes the community feel very special just for everyone of different ages, you know.
Yep, each generation.
Okay, I'll keep reading.
Okay, thanks.
It is wonderful, but why was this philosophy that was so beneficial and trusted being kept a secret until now? This old philosophy and cure never disappeared at all. It has been all around us and is still here, but our modern prejudice mentality did not allow autourine therapy to be understood or discussed up until now. Insects, birds, fish, and quadrupeds are already using this means instinctively. By now, you've seen YouTube videos of orangutans, reindeer, camels, or giraffes drinking their pee straight into their mouths. Only human beings intoxicated by their intellectual power have neglected it. They are using their skills and knowledge mainly for selfish ends.
So as you can tell, over the years, we had the answer to our health. We had the answer to our healing. We've always had the answer to our prosperity, abundance, connection, freedom, liberation. We've had all that information. But they did a little black magic sleight of hand to redirect our attention off of source, to redirect our attention away from urine therapy. But more and more people you see around the world have been questioning everything that we were led to believe was true, so we could discover we already had the answer inside us. So you're going to see more and more of this coming to the light. Any questions before we go to a 3-minute break here? Okay, 3-minute break. I'm going to take the recording off.
Like, in 9 years you're revitalized, and you're, and even like what my daughter said about it's the ambrosia of the gods, to extend your life. I believe that when we're vibrating like that, the environment, we then impact that environment on such a level that it's so powerful. And I believe that's what they're scared of. They're scared of us realizing that.
Oh, yes.
About ourselves, because we're pretty powerful. We can change the environment instead of the environment always affecting us and, being stuck in its constraints or,
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So our natural vibration to all creatures of life, every living energetic being, is to vibrate at the same frequency as the earth. That's something that I've really connected with and started having vivid dreams and reconnected to my ancestors. And I learned how to be courageous and strong and understanding of what exactly went wrong, but more importantly, what to do right moving forward. And as all of these man-made systems collapse, we will have that opportunity for those that wish to return to that. They will have that opportunity, and that's why we are reconnecting. So the higher or the more connected we become and expand that vibration of the earth, which is the love frequency, then everybody around that frequency will get eventually drawn into it, and they will start to see it. And they are afraid. They're very afraid, and that's why they're so desperate with all this craziness, things that don't make sense.
Not making sense. You can tell they're running scared now.
Yeah, but the fastest connection for me to all of this experience has been no shoes. I've taken off my shoes. I run in the snow. I run through rocks, pebbles, everything. So what I do is I drink. I drink my fresh. And I go and get on my feet to the ground. I do breath work, and then I simulate the breath that I want to run in. So I practice that breath while I'm grounded for a half hour, 45 minutes to an hour sometimes. And then I start walking and keep that breathing pattern. And then I start running, and 10 minutes later is 16 miles. And I'm like, oh, okay, where did I go? Where was I at? And I'm not tired. I'm not thirsty. I'm nothing. No sweat, no soreness the next day. And then what I realized that I'm vibrating at that vibration, my whole body, because it's not spending time on food or any other stuff. I turn that body into this machine through the breath work and being grounded. So as I'm running across the earth, the magnetic field protects me from everything, because my feet are really soft. People think they're crazy hard, and no, they're soft. So what happens is that vibration sort of levitates me across, and I don't feel anything. It's pretty amazing. So I want to know what I'm gonna do in 9 years through this practice. That's my motivation. What else can I do?
Stick around.
What else? Yeah. What else can I show the world? Right? These videos, we're gonna start making GoPro videos. I'm trying to find somebody that has a drone and is very good at it with a drone and can chase me going up these mountains. So people can see what the body can do. And when they ask me what my practice is, well, it's very simple. I just drink myself. So, but anyways,
Yeah, and it's gonna start. You're gonna start standing out in a way that people will notice.
Oh yeah.
You
Yeah.
don't do things like most people, but yet you're an accomplished at everything you're doing. You keep excelling in things, and they can't keep up with you. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm 67, and I'm running circles around other generations and some of
Hmm.
my friends. And,
Yeah.
you constantly see me putting out content and writing, and I got a new book coming out, and the classes,
Nice. Nice.
and I forget to eat. It's
Yes.
like I'm so involved with doing things.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to start on the protocols. We got a little more than an hour, and the protocols are a big part of understanding the lifestyle. Page 44. And Fiona, not Fiona, excuse me, Sophina, if anybody wants one of these, Sophina's got one of these coming in the mail today.
Yay!
If you dare to put that on, you want to put that on your car or your bulletin board or whatever.
Oh,
I'm actually going to stick it on my refrigerator at work, so all the clients that come through, they'll know the business.
No, I love that.
And I would
I
like to
love
teach
that.
you guys how to use a old United States postal code from 1864 that has in their codes that any U.S. citizen can send mail across the United States for a 2-cent stamp. I found the coding on doing that, and that's what I'm going to be doing for you, Sophina. There's ways to send U.S. Mail. Anything from a half an ounce up is 2 cents a half ounce.
Wow.
So it's going to save you like 42 cents on every letter.
Wow. Yes, I would very much be interested in that.
Same here.
yeah. Same.
That's a whole nother
Same
class.
here.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
All right, Sophina, if you start us on page 44.
Sorry, which one is that one?
What, Rosario?
Is it the manual or is it a different document?
Oh, it's the manual.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
We're starting off with the protocols, chapter 7. So wherever you find it on the PDF.
Okay, thank you.
Warning, it is generally not recommended to combine Urine therapy with the use of prescribed chemical allopathic medicines or recreational drugs. The combination may be dangerous to your health. Why take the risk? Wait 1 to 2 hours before or 30 to 60 minutes after eating or taking medications to consume urine. Begin with topical or external applications of AUT until you are free of all medication, if possible.
I ask
Urine-
a question? Sorry.
No problem.
Does anybody have any experience with people with medical that are on pharmaceutical drugs? Or because my mom wants to be able to do it, but she has blood pressure, heart problems, COPD, she's on so many steroids, painkillers, and she's trying to figure out the safest approach to start with. And I don't know what that is right now. So if anybody has any advice.
Yeah, baby steps.
Yeah, I thought, but I just don't know how she's like concerned to take it in because she thinks it will kill her because of all the pharmaceuticals. So is there another way that it's just a little bit on her skin? Is that a start? I don't know. She won't do a foot bath. It's ridiculous.
She won't do a foot bath. How about a navel soap?
Yeah, maybe she'll do that on the that's a good one. She'll do that because there's less contact, I suppose. So get her used to it.
Hopefully somewhere during the reading of the protocols, something will inspire you to tell her.
Right. Yeah. And so I didn't mean to interrupt. I just thought maybe someone had some like pieces of info. Anyway.
I think
What I would say, I would probably, if she doesn't mind, to start a raw vegan kind of approach and just to wash it off her system. Maybe for a couple of weeks to 30 days before she could try it.
Yeah.
I know diet is hard, to let go. I know, but it might be an idea, with raw vegan.
Yeah, I've tried that one with her before.
Are you able to be in person with her, Fiona?
No, she's in England. So she said if I was there, she said, oh, if you were here, I'd have it all, wouldn't I? I'd be able to do all that. So yeah. How was that?
Question.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
Ernie.
what about doing a herbal caps approach? Making a capsule of certain herbs. I've learned a lot of herbs because this is one of my first journeys. I started with transitioning the food and herbs to cleanse the body and clean the blood. And so making like a capsule for her that will clean the blood out. I think that will be a good approach if she's open to that. And if she is, message me and then I'll send them to you and then you can mail them to her. I'll make some for you.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Mhm.
All right.
Thanks.
Thank
So,
you.
yeah.
What about the colon therapy, Fiona? Will she work with the intestine any?
No, you know what? She's so resistant. She's so resistant to so many things, but I know because she's seeing the differences in me and what's happening. She's getting this like, well, how can I just do a little bit to just, there's an element of her that still wants to live. I mean, she's 76, she has all these health problems, but there's a spark in there that wants to keep going. So I hear that. So I'm trying to find her the best ways. And I like the idea of the mesh inhaler that you were talking about the other day. I think that might be another one. But yeah, it's a really hard because I find I've spoke to a lot of other people on medications, and it seems that's where I find the hardest area to navigate of, being careful what I say to that person, that they don't come off the medication. So but it's all intuitive, isn't it? But that's still, I'm just curious more about people like that, because I seem to come across in contact with more people like that are interested.
Right, and they're scared and they need reassurance. I've had people do their maiden voyage of drinking their pee on camera. I had a friend out in Puerto Rico. She says, "Look, you seem real certain. I'm going to try it." She goes to the bathroom, comes back with a glass of her urine, and does her maiden voyage on camera in front of someone she just met. So, any approach you can come up with, try it.
Yeah, I'll figure it out. Thank you. Thanks, everyone. Appreciate that. Thanks.
All right, Sophina.
All right.
Oh, your camera's not jumping around here.
Orange therapy protocols. Shivambu
okay?
is a free all-purpose self-care medicine. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, but you're jumpy. You're kind of skipping in and out.
All the way up.
You might want to log off and log
my
on. Sophina.
I'll try it.
Sophina, try logging off and logging on. Yeah, there we go. Everybody breathe. While she's coming back, let's just start some reading here. Shivambu is a free all-purpose self-care medicine. Make Urine your default answer to any and all health concerns or conditions. Remind yourself that you carry Shivambu in a secret container, known as your bladder, in a body that speaks a language that just the two of you can understand. It's kind of like our own personal joke. When you're standing in line to get on an airplane and they say you can't carry more than 3 ounces of any fluid at a time, and you're going, I think I got about 8 ounces inside me. Returning the healing water from your source. She hadn't come back on yet. Returning the healing water from your source back to your source will ensure a long, healthy, and joyous life indeed. Build a lifestyle that will keep you young and healthy for your entire life by practicing UT protocols every day. The Shivambu lifestyle is a labor of love. Ask any healthy, vibrant, and devoted Shivambu enthusiast why they are happy and well. They will exclaim with great passion in their voice, I am blessed with health and aliveness because I drink my water. A glass of pee a day keeps the doctor away. L'chaim. Oral application of Urine not only addresses all diseases, Urine makes a perfect rejuvenating tonic, and the return of agent Fu has happened. Coming on here. Sophina. Well, She's in, but she's may have to open up her video, her camera, and her microphone. While she's doing it, I'm going to keep reading. As a baby step, place some drops or dropper full of Urine under the tongue, or ask client to dip a finger in some of their collected Urine and then lick the Urine off their finger. She's coming back. This will help them form a positive association with drinking Urine. They now have a wonderful natural antibiotic or regulator and remedy for anything. The more you drink the water, the better you feel. Safina, unmute yourself.
Yes.
All right, we've been reading since you were on vacation, and we're now on the top of page. I hope you enjoyed whatever you did. We're on top of page 47.
Beginners who start by taking little sips of Urine through the day will soon be comfortable drinking more of their water. They are often amazed how quickly they feel their energy and clarity of mind return. The defining moment happens when one realizes that Shivambu is the real thing. They have seen the light and are motivated by the possibility of achieving their health goals and a wonderful life. Simply increase the quantity of each Urine drink as you make your way to a 6-ounce or larger size drink of refreshing water. It is one of the best remedies for killing pathogens, virus, fungus, and parasites in the gut and body, which in turn frees us from food slavery and all addictions. Drinking protocols. Taking Urine orally does not worsen or increase any health conditions. There is a slim chance it might be very mild and unrecognizable. When we drink fresh Urine in any considerable quantity, especially in the initial months of starting UT, it may create diarrhea-like symptoms, which soon heals. Simply stop for a day, switch to a topical protocols for this day off, then start drinking Urine again in smaller doses, like 3 to 5 ounces. Increase the proportions when you feel that is okay to do so. Oral application of Urine is generally accepted practice. For anyone serious about reclaiming and regenerating their health quicker, saturation dosing explained in the next protocol will make all the difference between feeling okay sooner than later, healthy self again. Newbies, anyone new to drinking pee, appreciate baby steps when starting Urine therapy because the mental adjustments they are making in order to accept the possibility that doing this may be good for them. How to teach and coach newbies will be discussed in detail later in this chapter.
Do you guys understand what?
Drinking Urine.
Do you understand what's meant by a baby step?
I think so.
Someone really has their resistance up. They have negative associations. They still have the gag and disgust response in their head. So what you have to do is build a new perception for them, create a neural link, whatever you want to call it, so the mind opens up to a new possibility of something they never even considered before. So baby steps is a way for them to build a new association by first touching it, finding out they didn't get sick or die because they touched their pee. You go from that to licking the finger, to a dropper full, to an ounce. Once you get to 3 ounces or so, cut them loose. They've gone through that baby step stage.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Safina, where are we?
Newbies, anyone new to drinking pee, appreciate baby steps when starting Urine therapy because of the mental adjustments they are making in order to accept the possibility that doing this may be good for them. How to teach and coach newbies will be discussed in detail later in this chapter. In addition to drinking Urine, everyone who builds a habit of practicing their favorite protocols every day can experience and discover how in combination they can receive maximum benefits and a quicker recovery. You can either practice the same protocols every day or try different protocols every other day until you get really comfortable and experienced with them. Perhaps you will be the discoverer of a new protocol. You want me to keep going?
Yeah, did I send you guys the UT 28-day protocol calendar?
Yes.
No.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't get
No.
one.
Okay, I will send it to you guys, to the students. And what the idea was is to create a structure for people who need to have a structure in order to practice this every day. So we had it set up with codes. So there's a letter for fasting, there's a letter for foot soaks, there's a letter for enemas, there's a letter for each one of the protocols that you would use and that you'd have a choice to use. And then the idea is for you to just decide what days you want to do each one of these protocols and put it on the calendar. And so when that day comes, you know what you're going to do that day and you don't have to guess. So I'll send it out to you guys. All right. So Pina?
By practicing and mastering the protocols, it becomes easier to introduce and explain them to others. With a lifetime of confusing, misinformation, misinforming, and ridiculous food rules with its dogma, no wonder why so many are obsessed, neurotic, addicted, and anxious about what and how to eat right for their body. Taking a break from eating, known as fasting, based on family, society, religious, medical, media programming around food, eating by the clock, or not learning how to know true hunger from emotional or psychological hunger gives you a mental vacation from concerns and anxiety about food.
You
Free
may want to add to that list not chewing well, overeating, or eating too late. I studied with a guy who was a chemist and also a raw food genius. He prepared all kinds of recipes, and his theory was you should never combine more than 4 food items in any one meal. And so experiment with what you throw into your salad or your meal and see if you're not overdoing it. I mean, ultimately, you ought to be able to distinguish the flavor of everything in your meal. And if one is overriding the other, you put on too much salad dressing or you just put on too much this or the other thing, then that's going to be even more complicated for your body to digest. Make sense? We're doing a lot of unlearning, as the Course in Miracles teaches. We're doing a lot of unlearning about how we were taught how to eat and what is considered nutrition.
We're getting out of the matrix.
Yes. Red pill. All right. Safina.
Freeing the mind from worry about nutritional needs, medicine, healing, and creating the energy and strength for health and aliveness liberates you from obsessiveness around food, medicine, and all external forms of nourishment. This is where you come in and sensitively teach them a new food path along with UT practices and purification techniques to empower them to enjoy life again. Ready to experience your best health ever by drinking pee and practice in various disciplines to treat the body, mind, spirit? Now is time to grab your free, personal, custom-made medicine and get the most benefits possible from Urine therapy.
Cool. Ernie, Rosario, you want to read?
I don't mind. Can you hear me well?
Well, not as loud as it could be, but if we're paying attention, we can hear you.
Okay. All right. I'll try my best.
All right. We'll start with the joy and return to good health.
We'll go take a whiz, then collect your water in a glass, jar, cup, or bowl. Take a breath. Give thanks for what you are about to drink and for Urine delivering every vital nutrient when it is best needed for restoring your health. Enjoy. Before going into the details with the client and teaching the protocols, here are some basics to learn before giving consultants and guiding sessions or suggesting applications for any illness. Beginners drink 1 to 4 ounces of fresh urine in the morning or split up throughout the day. The urine can be pure or mixed with juice or distilled water. Advanced practitioners drink 4 to 6 ounces of urine every morning or any time of the day for 1 to 2 months. Work up to drinking this amount 3 times a day. Work up to drinking at least 6 ounces of urine 3 times a day. Drink the beginning urine on an empty stomach first thing in the morning. Orange drinking during the day should be done at least 45 minutes before meals or up to an hour after eating. Spreading the time between food or medication and consuming urine will prevent indigestion or negative reaction when urine catches up with undigested food. Practice drinking plenty of urine during intermittent fasting periods, not eating from sundown to noon, and then increase this length of time until you're fasting only on urine and distilled water. Optional when looping the urine for 24 hours at a time. Continue the urine fast for 2 to 3 days or until you feel well.
So this is just a rough guesstimate or an average of new people and beginning users. Eventually you get to the point, there's ancient foo. Eventually you get to the point where you're going to be increasing it to 16 ounces, 32 ounces or more. But it's a good way to give people some way to set up their own parameters and figure out their own dosing. And that's Dr. Bunmi Samola from out in Nigeria. Great brother, great man. He's also an herb master out there as well as a urine therapy teacher. I'll read. What the heck? We're on the top page 52. We've got 45 minutes. Evolving, some call aged or maturing urine, will be explained later detail in this chapter. Urine for 4 days. Yeah, if people are maturing it for 4 days, try drinking 3 or more ounces on an empty stomach any time of the day. Using 4 days as a measurement to determine urine to be aged, or what some people call nutritional peak, came from a theory by John W. Armstrong, the author of the Water of Life book in 1944. Drink 2 to 4 ounces of fresh urine every time you get a craving for the substances that you abuse, especially food. Find how simply drinking urine when you get hungry can curb the appetite and take the hunger sensation away. I also discovered, and you may want to try to play around with this one, that oftentimes the hunger signal is your body going through a contraction in the lower sigmoid part of your bowel. It's trying to open and close, go through peristalsis. So when that feeling came in, I was working with my mind to not surrender and give in to eating because I felt that uncomfortable feeling in my body. So I simply had 1 or 2 dates and a banana. The hunger went away. So see how your body, experiment with what you do so that hunger doesn't dominate your mind. All right, fertility. Trying to get pregnant? The best and safest method is to start urine therapy for 6 months before trying to conceive and use it moderately during the day that you're attempting to conceive. You can use urine diagnostic tests to determine when you're ovulating and when you're conceived. And you can gear your own use of urine accordingly. Page 53. The use of urine therapy during pregnancy. Although pregnant women are being treated successfully using UT for morning sickness or edema, some teachers believe that UT should not be used during the pregnancy without the supervision of a doctor familiar with the medical use of urine. Concerned about the natural release of toxins that may occur with urine therapy at this time? You can choose to honor your concerns and feelings and avoid urine therapy during pregnancy, or trust the innate intelligence of the body in Shivambu and sail right through it. See, a lot of people are so indoctrinated, they would put aside something that could heal them without realizing that maybe we're right. So you gotta be sensitive with people.
Well, especially with women, and I find that women, especially pregnant women, and just within that whole area, we feel like our power's kind of taken from us. I'm not saying like mine, but the majority of it is like the power's taken and is given to doctors to. So we still have an insecurity around that. I'm not talking about me. I'm just like generally lots of different women that I've spoke to.
Yeah. So our approach to them is going to be person to person, how we respond to.
Mm-hmm.
All right, children. There have been several research studies that deal specifically with the treatment of children using urine therapy. Oral drops or spoonfuls of the children's fresh urine are considered as the easiest internal form of the therapy for children. And I added adult urine works just as well. Whether you want to add that or not, it's up to you. For flu, colds, viral infections, measles, mumps, chickenpox, etc. Small, frequent oral doses every 2 hours, 4 to 10 drops, or 1 to 2 tablespoons during an illness have shown to be very effective. For allergies, the research studies indicate that several drops of fresh orange should be given orally before and after meals containing allergenic foods or when allergic symptoms are present. If the child agrees to eat only raw foods, especially fruit, during a healing or cleansing period, the results will be quicker. This eating lifestyle will keep children from experiencing the unpleasant symptoms of a headache, nausea, gas from acidosis, or poor food combining, constipation, and inflammation. Ultimately, raising children on living foods and AUT has proven to produce disease-free children who grow up healthier than children who eat like everyone else. Also, by moving them from public government schools to home school. That does a big thing to help them as well. Anybody homeschool their kids?
I did for 2 years because she
All right.
refused to go to school anyway.
They're going to turn out just fine.
Mhm.
Navel soaks are excellent for treating allergic reactions. Another very effective method is to prepare a homeopathic dilution of the child's urine or parent's urine to use throughout the illness or allergy attack. Collect urine on the onset of symptoms and begin UT protocols immediately. As the body begins internal cleansing at its deepest level or greatest threat to its well-being, symptoms of an illness may temporarily increase immediately following the first few doses of UT. But in all cases, these symptoms dissipate within 24 to 48 hours. For ear infections, fresh, warm urine drops in an infected ear can give excellent and often instantaneous results. Repeat as needed. And we will be teaching the ear rinse here shortly. Pets and urine therapy. Veterinarians have given research tests on animals using urine medically by administering urine orally and topically with reported good results. Pet owners, this is why I added, pet owners' urine works well for pets' health as well. Night sipping. The practice of taking a sip of urine when you wake up during the night to pee. This is easy when you get into the habit of leaving your own urine container by the bedside. It's a time saver, especially when you are not quite awake to coordinate your body and have to find your way to the bathroom. I don't know if you've ever had that moment where you got to pee, but you're not quite in your body yet. And you got to figure out where's the bathroom. But just keep it in your bedroom. Keep a jar nearby. Just keep the jar at the nightstand by the bed. Next time you get up in the night to pee, save the output, take a sip, go to sleep. Doing this adds extra nutrients, especially melatonin, serotonin, and DHEA into your body during its nighttime rest and regeneration cycle. Swishing or gargling. This protocol prevents bacterial overgrowth by cleaning away any toxic buildup in the mouth, tongue, and gums. Pour urine in the mouth and swish it around teeth, gums, and tongue. Hold a mouthful of urine for a couple of minutes. Swallow. Gargle with urine several times a day, or every time you pee or think about it. Gargling urine is good for a toothache, tongue, gums, throat ache, and all ailments of the mouth.
Can I share something on that?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so this is my personal experience with this. I've done aged urine. That's what I usually use it for. I'll splash it in my mouth for about anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes. And then at first I didn't want to swallow it, but I swallow it now. The expectation and the results which you're going to get is at first, if you start using like more evolved urine versus fresh, your teeth will start releasing the calcification that's built up on the teeth. Our teeth are designed to grow and keep rebuilding. And all the acids in our diet and everything else, like the uric acid from the meats and the dairy, lactic acid and carbonic acid that's constantly in our stomach and our gut, waiting for a specific time when you're going to eat. So the body prepares the acids first, and it gives you that false hunger feeling. So that's the acids. And while that's open, if your system is damaged, you're getting those constant acids attacking the teeth and your gums, plus all the other stuff that's in the toothpaste, water, and so on and so on. But what I started doing was the aged urine, and then what it actually did is it removed all the calcification first. So make sure you brush it lightly. Don't go in there. Just use your fresh urine and brush it off so you can just remove it. And then it'll feel like it's eating the enamel. People think it's eating the enamel, but it's not. It's just removing all the calcification from the teeth so the teeth can continue to grow. So since then, it's healed my gums. My teeth have rejuvenated. The growth came back. There was little chunks and missing from childhood, and I had a cracked tooth in the front. The cracked tooth was completely all the way through, but held together. And that, I would say, it's probably about 90% repaired. It's almost completely gone. A lot of people that know me in my entire life know that I've always had that since like before the age of 10. So if you get to practice this, it's really, really cool. Like but just know that you're gonna see the removal of it first. That's most stuff, right? In the skin, the hair starts falling off first, and people get scared because they don't understand what it's removing the old, bringing in the brand new you. So there's my night sipping, and sometimes I do it in the morning too with my first urine, and then I do that for like a minute or two, and then just brush it off lightly, and then rinse it with fresh, and then smile, and your smile is just amazing all day.
Good to go. Good to go. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you said that, because it was one of the things I was going to mention. So the other day I had a massive, just like a lump fell off my tooth, and it terrified me. And I thought, because I stuck my tongue there, and I thought, God, it feels like my whole tooth just disappeared. But it was, and you're right, it's this kind of like buildup that I've been noticing on my tooth. And it's literally, it's like it dropped, like a cliff face that's dropped off my tooth. And I got really, really scared, because I was thinking, oh my God, I'm going to lose this tooth. And then I thought, I'm just going to keep gargling, because I was using the aged as well. That's what I was doing. And I thought, what have I done to myself?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and now you saying that, now I'm like, oh, I feel okay now. Okay.
Yeah.
That happens. Okay. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So the teeth get stronger too. I noticed you just feel the strength. Everything just starts to feel more solid in your body. Everything, your bones, everything. You'll feel it. You'll know teeth, and when you go eat fruits and stuff like that, our teeth are designed to eat roots, tree bark, all that. This whole thing of us having fangs, and this idea came from that scholastic, evolution type of teachings or indoctrination. But our teeth, and the reason we have fangs like gorillas, we're designed to pry open bark, roots, nuts, seeds. There's a lot of building acids in there that will help us build the body. So, but your teeth have to be super, super strong, and all the chemicals they give us so they can look white, meaning it's our diet that's making them that color, and but yeah, keep on it. It's awesome. You'll see it.
Yeah,
and it's fast results.
Oh, it was trippy, scared me. And now I'm like, glad I had that experience, because I can share that with other people and understand what it is. Because some things like that can happen to yourself or me, and I can go, I'm not going there anymore. I'm not doing that. So that's good to know.
Yeah, I was scared when it was happening, and it was pretty weird. So when I would go to sleep, I would, ask, so I can get some answers in my dreams. I would ask what's happening. And it's like, well, then, in order for you to be in survival mode, like this is what's got to be. And then I understood it, and I started feeling the strength in my teeth, and I was like, oh, nice.
Awesome. It's like, it's empowering. It's like
God, yes.
the lightness to it, and just the wow. Whoa. Yay.
Yay. Can we have an amen? We're in church.
Amen. The water of life.
Well, the other blessing you have is that the more you're gargling and swishing and doing your oral, the less you're going to be swallowing that stuff
Mm-hmm.
that's in your mouth. So it's going to have less and less impact on you. All right, there's Agent Fu has joined us. All right, we're on page 56, the section called pulling. This is similar to coconut oil pulling. After gargling and swishing Urine around the mouth, hold it in the mouth for at least 5 minutes and then swallow. So when you see Ernie and myself and other people, just their mouth is closed, you know they got a mouthful of super water. They'll swallow when they're ready. Looping is the practice of repeatedly drinking urine for the entire day. Basically, drink all the pee that you collect for the day. That's what looping is. By looping urine, you gain the benefit from recycling and refiltering of the dense micronutrients, reproduction of trillions of new stem cells, and probodies, antibodies. While eating while looping, it's less stress on the body to eat foods moderately than consist of living foods and or fruit, high water and enzyme content. I didn't put in the book, but I added that. The advantage of looping during an Urine fast over other forms of fasting, including water fasting, is that you get more and denser nutrients than juice or water fasting. Urine is the most nutritionally dense, bioavailable, absorbable, and activated living water in the world. You do not come out of a fasted state, which gives you the advantages of the water-only fast. Your body does not have to stop cleansing and healing. Your body increases human growth hormone by 2,000%, along with many other beneficial substances with similar increases that occur during fasting. Every human being has already been drinking and looping pee for most of the 9 months they're in the womb, growing in a water world filled with piss and amniotic fluid. It's going to sound different to non-pee drinkers, I tell you. As a baby, you naturally pee into the space you're floating in and drink or snort it down again. Round and round it goes. And if, according to the medical system, urine is a waste material we have been led to believe was true, then after spending 9 months drinking our pee, snorting urine, floating in urine, growing a baby body in amniotic fluid, if this was true, then everybody would be born sick or dead. I doubt if their mind stretches to that, but I had to put that in the book. Sip looping. Is this a new term to people? All right, sip looping it's a term that was coined by Doc Mike Whittor out in Chicago. Taking a sip of fresh urine, or as much as you can comfortably hold in your mouth, every time you collect your water is called sip looping. Some consider this sip of pee as a dose or serving size of your medicine. This is a great way to make and keep the commitment to achieving radiant health by supplying the body with what it needs to heal you on a regular timed basis. Instead of wondering if you met the body's nutritional requirements by drinking urine, sip looping will cover you. Does sip looping, a term coined by Doc Mike Whittor, remind you of time-release pills that folks would take to get well? This is the brilliance of sip looping. Pee, sip, wait for it, pee, sip, repeat. It's a no-brainer. Even a newbie can do sip looping. After learning this UT protocol once, you're set for life. As your body gathers all the energy and information it needs from what you ate, what's eating you, any compromising in your systems or functions, your emotions, and how you're managing your energy, it masterfully blends the perfect elixir of immortality for you to drink and in the most perfect timing. Combining sip looping during fasting, a water or juice fast, or when eating a raw foods or fruit diet creates a better environment for the functions of the body's absorption, assimilation, and elimination systems. Be sure to save the entire urine output from the day. This supply adds up quickly when practicing sip looping. You'll be using this collected supply for all your UT protocols of the day or weeks or months to come. Begin sorting and evolving half of this precious water supply to use in your coming days, weeks, months, or years ahead. The other half of the supply will be used in the practices of your favorite topical protocols. Any questions? Any comments? All right, let's keep reading. Page 60. Saturation dosing, one of my favorites. The practice of increasing the oral and or topical uses of Urine. The saturation point is an arbitrary attempt to reach Urine capacity at its fullest or limit. Saturation dosing is your best prevention and defense of an illness or a compromised immune system. It gives you a fighting chance to get ahead of virus, sickness, contamination, or compromise to your health. Saturation dosing is gaining in popularity as a preventative protocol, especially when started before the onset of an illness. This is why we call it preventive care. Considering that the body is continually regenerating and purifying itself, it's an oxymoron to believe we could ever reach the point of being full to the max with nutrients with Urine. Ironically, in our culture, I guess this is worldwide, we have somehow come to the idea that you only take care of yourself when you're sick. But the guys who make this a way of life and is built into your lifestyle, you want to get ahead of anything. So you're making better choices and you get on it right away. Make sense? Yay, okay. Considering the body is continually regenerating and purifying itself, it's an oxymoron. I read that. Keep in mind that Urine, with its 3,000 plus identified micronutrient discoveries, there's Emily has returned. Keep in mind that Urine, with its 3,000 identified micronutrients. Hi, Emily, we're on page 60. It would be virtually impossible to determine daily minimum requirements and a serving size for everyone. This is why it is clearly understood why Urine is an intuitive medicine or water. The purpose of saturation dosing is to flood the bloodstream, body, and cells with the maximum concentration of vital nutrients in a shorter time than it takes with just one glass or serving per day. It has been a widely held belief in practice that a glass a day of Urine meets the average person's minimum health needs. Why stop there? This may be the case for those UT devotees who have been drinking and applying Urine for many years, with the addition of other health practices like fasting, fruitarianism, raw veganism, enemas, colonics, qigong, tai chi, meditation, sun gazing, omad, exercise, daily conscious, deep connected breathing. I would add massage. Massage, even if it's not Urine massage. How often do you guys get a massage?
Had one yesterday.
Thank you. I've got one this afternoon.
Oh, I thought you talked about self-massage. I do because I do it every day.
That's fine. Nice try. But you need to save your energy when you're in the relaxing mode. Right? And somebody else is able to get into the pressure in your spine and occipital ridge and around your body. I'm a body worker. So having somebody else to do that, you can drop deeper into your process without going, well, I got to keep focused on this and this and the other thing. So
I have a question. That's
yes.
okay. Yeah, I had a massage in December, and it was it was at the spa, and it was working in the muscles, and then she worked in the vertebra and the bottom of my feet. I felt really good, but I couldn't walk for 2 days. So I just wonder what's your take on that one, because I couldn't get up, I couldn't move. I don't know what went wrong there. So what do you think might have happened?
There's a lot of I can give you a simple answer. This becomes complex because unless I'm real sensitive about who works on my body, and I recommend everybody else, feel out the person who's going to be working with you, because if they're not working out their unconscious stuff, it could be transferred to you.
I did think a little bit about that. So thank you so much for sharing. Because
is that what you felt?
I did feel that. Yeah, she was lovely. She was lovely. But I just felt that it was, rather than me unloading whatever I thought I had or I was looking for, it was probably the other way around.
Yeah.
So.
Massage into itself is a very, very old practice. And the same with foot reflexology. So to have someone who is really giving tender, loving touch to your body makes a big difference.
Mhm.
The person who works on me, she's a yoga instructor with a 10-year-old daughter. So there's a lot of love in her life, and she pours it into the treatment. So find someone you feel right with and you can trust to be in their hands.
Okay, thank you.
I'm also leery about going to these corporate massage clinics,
Mm.
like Massage Envy and various ones that are around the country, because a lot of these people, uh, they've got the technique because they went out of massage school, but the thing that's missing in a lot of massage therapists, I've had a lot of body work in my time, is there's a difference between technique and feel and touch. Some people have the touch and some people have the technique, and they need to be combined to get the most use out of it.
Yeah, I find that because I always say a good body work is not going to leave you in a lot of pain and with problems like that, because they're intuitively, they know where to back off so as not to do too much to the body and just deal with like the areas that really want the work. Yeah, so same. I would recommend just find someone else that you can. Yeah, sometimes it's hard to find a really good body worker though.
I did find that the same place I had it before. It was amazing, but this time it was someone different, and the
Yeah.
techniques really good, but the effects was I couldn't believe it. I really couldn't believe it, but yeah.
And sometimes it's like with my body worker who works on me, she does some visceral stuff. Sometimes I've been like in a lot of pain afterwards. So I've gone back and explained to her that way. So she's then realized, okay, let's do a little bit more of a gentle approach, not too much pressure, not opening the body up too much so that it's got a lot of things to have to deal with at once, because that just overloads it. And that's why, I can't walk, and you're just in bed, and it's like the body needs to like heal and integrate all that was going on. That's probably stuff from years and years ago, or even related into your birth, and you've got to like process that. It's a lot. Yeah. So tell them to just back off a bit, not in that way, in a nice way. Say, yeah, it was a bit much, you're a little bit more gentle. I don't know. Brother, say, what would you say? Because you are a body worker.
Yeah, and right there is my massage table.
Right.
So communication is a two-way responsibility. Your responsibility, their responsibility is to educate you, to remind you if it's too deep or it's too light, speak up.
Yeah.
All right, that tells you they've already brought that conversation out in the open, and your job is to tell them it's too deep, that hurts, go lighter, because you won't get the best benefits from the session if you're fighting it, and you're in agony during the session. So there's got to be a communication either verbally or silently, and also the massage therapist, it's their job to remind you to breathe when they're pressing in those areas. A really good body work. Oh, she double slammed us. Look at this.
Wow, some new 5D shit going on.
A real good body work doesn't need to be told where the knots and the tension is, because I can find it in 2 to 3 seconds. I can put my finger, because you do enough bodies, you can feel where it's not giving under the pressure, and it's not moving like most muscles and fascia would move.
6D.
60, my God, we're bumping up too quick. Slow down. We got about 15 minutes left. Let's just open it up for anything you guys want to talk about.
I had an idea on that massage session. Now that I was just sitting here thinking about that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a cup of aged urine before I go to my next session, because I know it has strong ammonia, so it'll cleanse a lot more inside the body. So I'll start with like a shot amount, and then go from there and go have my massage and see what I feel and if there's anything that could help improve.
Ernie, did you mean to have your camera
off? There we go.
Thank you for bringing us back.
Sorry about that.
Your multidimensional background there. That's great.
The 7D.
7D. What's so ironic is that I've been meeting these people who somehow they're in communication with the benevolent ETs, and they're operating with ascended masters in 15th dimension. And she's this one gal, her name is Vaya, that's her spiritual name. And we would meet with her every couple of weeks, and she would give us the latest transmissions from these beings and from these multidimensional
Right.
places where they are. And I'm going, well, there's a part of me that might get it right now. I'm not getting it because it's too far out of my understanding, but I'm just going to listen and absorb it. You know what I'm talking about?
So, yeah, I do. So with my reconnection to my tribe and um, being able to have vivid dreams and not just experience the dream, but actually navigate through the dream, I found vivid dreaming very powerful. Someday I hope to teach it and guide people through it. But what you could do with vivid dreams is you can create anything you want to create, whether it's for this realm, this physical reality, right? If you're trying to put something together for work or at home with your children or anything like that, you create it in your sleep. And then when you wake up, then you just turn it into the physical, format. But you've done all the work in your sleep. I chose to go a different route and figure out, where we went wrong as humans and all this other crazy nonsense that I really didn't need, but it was fun to learn. So I reconnected with my ancestors to that, and so I got to not only learn about the evolution states of consciousness, but actually live through them in my dreams. There was one dream where I was a flower. There was a dream where I was a rock. There was a dream of everything. So I got to feel all the different environments and how they operate. So there's different levels of consciousness that began. It wasn't us. It was just us in one physical being receiving information, right? And then recreating something better in a higher consciousness. So then there's a new species of animals or birds or so on and so on. So there's many different layers. And the last human experiences this human consciousness, which is the cosmic consciousness. So we cannot go any further in this physical self, right? So when we are ready to move on and we have the requirements and the tools to be able to go to the next level and experience that harmony and that love with everyone, then it's a whole new different experience of consciousness. So, and the tiers are endless. There's no end. So you can be in the sixth dimension, seventh dimension, eighth dimension. It just goes on forever and ever and ever. So when you start tapping in, hopefully I will, in the 9 years, I will tap in with with our Urine and see how far I can go and see how much I can communicate and receive. But right now, my main focus is just learning and the understanding of how everything works here, because I'm not too focused on what my next life is. I'm focused on how I can improve this one and how much of an impact I can be. And I want my vessel and everything, my entire being, to be used as an example. So yeah, the different layers is pretty neat. I would love to talk to her. I got some questions.
Thank you. And you may discover that the only way to have your life end is to believe in an old paradigm which says death is
Yes,
real.
which is not.
And when I bring the subject up about physical mortality, I'm not talking about spiritual immortality, because all the guys, if that's as far as they can understand, that's as far as they can understand. But the people that I've studied with that have been in the same body 300 to thousands of years, they operate in another consciousness in another octave. It doesn't make mortals right or wrong. It doesn't make immortals right or wrong. You have options on this life.
Yes.
And so you get to play in either arena. From my understanding, and I'm always open to learning new things, is that the idea of levels is made up in our mind and our ego, because there's consciousness and there's more consciousness and there's broader and broader consciousness.
Yes.
And I always thought it was disrespectful and judgmental for people to go, oh, Fiona, she won't get it because she's not at this level. She's at that level. How could she understand this? And that's judgmental. And it's the same with our parents who don't know about this diet and lifestyle, because people only are responsible for what they know. The same reason why people say, well, your parents did a terrible job of loving you and raising you. No, They only had as much awareness and understanding of love that
Yes.
they learned from their parents, and they are people.
Yeah, I agree. And what we know, we don't know. That's just all information that we collected in our consciousness as a human being. We just collected information and we translate it into those things to be true or not true for ourselves. So we all have different perspective, different approaches, different belief systems. Some very common, but overall, it's just information that we collected and we never questioned it. We didn't know if it's true or not true. And through this journey of Oren, you will know what's true and what's not true. It's awesome.
You will, and your ability to understand things will come to you a lot quicker.
Oh yeah, very clear and very obvious.
When you have a conversation with the water brothers and the water sisters, it's amazing
It's
how
different.
it's different, and it is a reminder that we've always known this. And
Yes.
it's just such a delight that we can track each other and just enjoy the heck out of every conversation.
Yeah. And then the whole distraction, where it began for us, because everything is grounded to the earth. Every living being is grounded to the earth. When we disconnected by starting to wear shoes, that's where we believed that we were smarter than the systems that were in place for us to live in complete freedom. So we all civilized ourselves. We all created, everything. This whole indigenous and no non-indigenous. That's another man-made concept as well, to keep us distracted. We are all indigenous. We all started at the core, in the raw, completely with nature, no clothing, on the same vibration as all the other animals. And the animals didn't know any fear because we were not to be feared. And we didn't know their fear because we were not to fear them. We were all as one. But the minute we disconnected from the earth, then that's
and
where everything
over
shifted.
the years, we somehow, humans, I don't mean us, but humans have taught fear to animals.
Yes.
And it's always
and that transfers generation to generation to generation, just like us. We have our grandmothers, great grandmothers' trauma, and so on and so on.
And it's always amazing to me when I go to dog parks a lot for dog therapy. Here in Boulder, there's 8 dog parks where dogs are off leash. And every breed of dog is brought to the parks. They play, they laugh. They're able to be in their dog world without, feeling a leash with a human at the end of it. And it's great to be able to walk into amidst all the dogs at the dog park and see which ones have been well disciplined and they're not afraid of me. They'll come up, they'll jump, they'll hug, they'll give me the little butt wiggle. Sophina knows this. When your dog moves closer with their hip, they leaning into you, you're going, oh, this is great. And I've noticed that out in nature. Now here in Boulder, Colorado, there's fox and bear and mountain lion, eagles, falcons. There's all manner of wild coyotes out here. And I've been able to get within about 3 feet of a fox. Or some of these ones are super sensitive to the human presence. Been able to get close enough just so we'd have a little communication going on. And when they felt like there's something that was transferred back and forth, they acknowledge me and run away.
Yeah, I've had that experience. I go out here running in the mountains a lot. I've ran into a couple mountain lions. One, I took a nap underneath a tree and it came up to me and was sniffing my neck and smelled my arms. And then, everybody that was there looking, taking video instead of trying to wake me up. But I've had a lot of encounters, but I've also had some that are afraid. You can have the fear. So my tribe right now is making me some. I'm not sure if you can see this, but it's a leather strap. So they're gonna make them for me that go from the wrist all the way to elbow and also on my legs. So in case I run into a mountain lion that's not so friendly and sees me as a threat, then I can at least protect myself and try to calm him down or tire him out, one of the two.
So you're not going to try to pull a Vulcan mind melt, put your hand on his head and go, we are one, we are one.
Yes, I'm just going to offer him my water and see if he drinks it. Maybe he's thirsty.
I doubt if you can outrun him. So you
No, yeah. But yeah, so like all the different consciousness of evolution, we've been all of that already and collected all that information. And for me, dogs are the most fascinating because, you know, I don't like using the word discipline, but if you allow the dog to be the dog that it is, the spirit, the living, loving creature that it is, it'll love everything. All it wants to do is love, 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 just love everything. And that kind of consciousness was, you know, just think about the levels, you know, where we started from, you know, bacteria to plants to everything else, birds, fishes, and all that, all the way to the dog. And, you know, into us and everything we practice in different species, you know, the familial cycle with the apes and all that. And, you know, there was no language there. There's facial expressions to tell you if they're angry, if they're sad, if they love you, and, you know, confused, all of that. We practiced all of that already.
Did you ever see, Ernie, did you ever see a show on cable television back in the days when I watched that stupid thing? It was a show called Dog Whisperer.
Dog Whisperer,
This
no.
guy named Cesar Millan came from Mexico, ends up in Hollywood where he befriended some of the Hollywood stars, and he ended up getting a show called The Dog Whisperer. And he would teach supposedly how to communicate and how to discipline the dog. But what we really noticed that he was teaching the humans how to be a better human, because the energy that was sent down the leash affected the behavior of the dog. And
the environment.
You know, you're training the dog to get still and get centered before you cross the threshold of the house to go out into the world. So it's not on hyper mode and get all excited. But what I was watching is that the human needs to learn that.
Yes.
And so I would encourage you guys, before you leave your house, before you walk into a public place like a store, a restaurant, a movie theater, check in. See if you're calm and centered so that you move with that energy into that situation.
Yeah, swish some Urine before you go in, because that'll bring you home really quick, especially if it's aged. I like your dropper idea. You should share that with the group.
Did you guys see my 3-year-old? Yeah, carry this on your purse, in your hip pack, on your backpack, in your pocket, in your glove box, so wherever you are, when you need to get your brain back online, your energy dips, you can't seem to stay up with everything, a dropper full or two under the tongue and possibly snorted up the nose. There might be a little sting, but you'll come back real quick.
You also draw the parasitic entities away.
That's true.
I made us lunch too.
Okay, I'm here to pick up my kids. Say hello.
Hi, angels. Oh, beautiful children.
Okay, so I will have to go, but thank you guys for your time. I will see you guys in the next class.
All right, I'll see you on Monday, and you guys will. Thank you, Ernie. I can't wait to see you start teaching.
I was like,
I'm excited.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
we went to the planetarium.
Where did they go?
Planetarium.
The planetarium. Wonderful, wonderful. All right, guys, we're gonna come to an end of the class today. Any last comments, insights, feedback, whatever you got? This is the time.
I enjoyed it thoroughly. So it's the first time, so I missed last week. So thank you so much. And Ernie just opened a different topic there that I would love to hear a bit more. So yeah, thank you very much, Brother Sage, for inviting me to this course. And it's an emotional journey for me. So I'm sure I'll have an opportunity to share. Thank you so much.
Oh, me too. Me too. I've been doing this nonstop since my first book came out. I can't walk away from this no matter what. I tried a couple times. I said I put out 2 books. Haven't I done enough for this planet? I've been teaching. And then here comes client after client and collaboration and interview. I'm going, all right, this is my work now. So I'm so honored to be part of this.
Yeah. And thank you. Yeah, I really appreciate the wisdom that we just shared just then, just like you and Ernie. That was like so amazing. It was so empowering. I just really appreciate everybody's sharing, everyone's stories, experience. It really like I noticed from Monday, it was like really like keeping me not that I'm not, it just gave me a new vitality, because there's not many people to talk about with this, and share everything. It's very limited. you know, and I'm told, yo, you're saying too much, stop, you know, can't take any, you know, so I'm really enjoying this space to hear everyone sharing and hearing all the incredible stuff. And I'm getting that and feeling that, oh, I'm okay, I'm safe, you know, like with my whole tooth, you know, because shit freaks you out. And when you're out there like on your own, you want to hold on to your faith and your trust and, oh God, yeah, you know, I'm a sentient being, nothing's gonna hurt me. But fucking hell, when the mind come in, it really like twats with you a lot, you know. So learning like to, oh great, that happened to you, woo, thanks. But yeah, so I'm just loving it. I'm just loving the
Well,
connection.
your mind, thank you so much. Your mind is like a Pac-Man game, and you have to go. You got to go through your mind. You got to knock out these little things and get them out of the way.
Oh
Because
yeah,
the work is navigating through the mind because of
yeah,
all the programming, domestication, religion,
yes,
education, all that nonsense, which isn't supposed to be part of your original blueprint.
yeah,
And this is what throws people off. And the people doing the spiritual practices, they recognize that plus the monkey mind, you know, on steroids, to be able to practice meditation, slow down. And one of the things that it was going to happen to you, if it hasn't already, is you're going to get more 911 calls from people who are off center. And you have to be like a 911 first responder, is calm, like when you're in the war, or if you're in a situation where you're in high alert, but totally calm the whole time.
thank you. Yeah, so I'm loving this. Yeah, thank you everyone, appreciate it.
Okay, much love.
Thanks very much.
Reach out to me or anybody in the family here if there's something you need to talk about. It's nice that we have those social media groups. So if there's no place for you to get feedback or a reality check with your water journey, you got lots of support. And just to remind you, you're not in this journey to do this by yourself. You got a whole team with you.
Brother,
Yes,
do you
Emily.
have a group chat with just all your students? Can you make one with all your students if possible?
Well, I have a Telegram group.
That's good.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The Telegram group has about 215 members. It's called Urine Therapy Does the Body Good. And
There's a lot of like weird robots or I don't know, like people messing around on there though. I know.
Yeah, occasionally we get the guys who are putting pornography on there.
Yeah.
And I've got a second admin who's like doing the delete thing to save me some time. We also have a Shivambu hut with 485 members. And you can always go there. It's a free membership.
And when's the next UT conference call?
Thank you for prompting me. It's going to be this Saturday.
Okay.
Yeah, go to my Facebook page. I just posted the Zoom
join
link
that.
to the call on Saturday. And if you know any, I'm going to turn off the recording here.